Morning Manna. Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, it's all about consistency. Consistency. Can you say that? I can barely say it well with this big old gap in the middle of my mouth, but that's okay. It's came from my mother, and I happen to like it. But anyhow, consistency. Consistency. You know, there's nothing like it. It's dependable. You can always turn to it. But there are so many that are not that consistent. It has to do with character. And that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Consistency. Consistency. You already know it. I want to greet some folk this morning. But before I get into all of that, I need all of the life changers, or those of you who are not only life changers, or may not be, that you watch the Bible study or the worship. I gave everybody this job that they were supposed to do. What is it? I can't hardly get there. But anyhow, it's a piece of paper, and it is mercy. There we go. You can see mercy. Mercy. You were supposed to get. I need to see where your mercy paper at. Where is it? Where is it? Because I said last night when I talked about the goodness and mercy of God, the assignment that they're on, that you were supposed to write this on a piece of paper, put it on your nightstand, put it in your pocket, and carry it with you because you need it. That's right. Remind you. Remind you. So where is it? I want to see it. Somebody take a picture, post it right now in your chat area. Let me greet some folk this morning. We're talking about consistency. There's nothing worse than dealing with an inconsistent person. Well, that's not what we're going to deal with when it comes to God, but we'll get into that. Let's greet some folk. Good morning, Ella. How are you? Pasha, how are you? Anna, how are you? How are you on this morning? Brenda, how are you doing on this morning? Carolyn, right behind Brenda. All right. Yeah, that's sisters it ought to be. Good morning. Good morning. Brenda Nesbitt, how you doing on this morning? Homegirl. Dolores, how are you? Laura, how are you? Cynthia, how are you? Verena, how are you? Where's your all's paper? Where's your paper here? Consistent, not consistent, but I'm sorry, mercy, mercy. Said you need to put it down on a piece of paper, put it on your nightstand so you can forever remember. How about that, Verena? How about that, Vaughn? Thank you for encouraging me in the word on last night. Good morning, Deacon Joe. Good morning, Elder Mobley. How are you? Good morning, Fawn. How are you? Z, how are you doing on this morning? Valerie, how are you on this morning? Joyelle, how are you on this morning? I need to see whether or not you put that mercy in your pocket. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Liz. How are you on this morning? Dawn, Wendy, how are you? Samara, how are you? I'll get them both this morning. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? Greg, how are you on this morning? Brenda, how are you? Look, this morning, if it's your first, second, or third time joining us this morning on the Morning Manna fam, let us know who you are, where you are, so we can shout you out. We want to shout you out. Good morning, Bernice. How are you? Ori, how are you on this morning? So consistency is what we're dealing with on this morning. Francine, Fran, how are you on this morning? Let me get a couple more in on this morning. Let me put in here. Brenda says, okay, write mercy on a piece of paper and put it by your nightstand, and when put it in your pocket or carry it all time. God, Brenda, you got it all. Okay, good for you. Yolanda, how are you on this morning? Let me get some more in here. Good morning, Teresa. How are you on this morning? You know, this morning is all about consistency. And I am also reminding all of those that were in Bible study last night about this word right here. There you go, mercy. What about it? Let's get with it this morning.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day.
How about that? Let's get with it on this morning. Here's the text. You've heard it before. Hear it again for the very first time. Hebrews 13:8, the NIV translation. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Here's the talk and context of the text. You know what? When we look at the world that we're in, trends fade, people change, and life is forever throwing us curveballs. So God is our anchor. And Hebrews 13:8 reminds us that Jesus isn't just steady, not just steady. He's eternally unchanging. His character doesn't shift. Jesus is not two-faced. Things don't move Jesus. Politics, nothing. The economic situation, the downturn, none of those things changed Jesus. Here's the thing that I want you to get. The same God who opened the Red Sea, who fed Elijah, who healed the blind, is the same God holding your life together today. Same God. God is consistent. It's consistent, which means his promises remain intact. His love never expires, and his power never weakens. You can rest in the fact that the God who was faithful before will be faithful again, and consistently faithful. Three things I want you to get. First thing is this: God's nature is immutable. It is immutable. What do I mean? Who he is never changes. Isn't that comforting? You can trust God because sometimes we get moody, not God. Second thing, God's promises are unbreakable. What he says will always come to pass. Always, without a doubt. Three, God's presence is unfailing. Wherever you are, he's still there with you. Wherever you are, whatever you're going through, he's still there with you. So what's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: if God has been faithful before, he'll be faithful again. God is consistent. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. And don't forget your mercy piece of paper. You'll need it today and tomorrow. God bless you. Bye now.